Furry Face Finance, the show where we show young adults what their future financial security could be. My name is Michael, and today we're going to be talking about a retirement strategy that may kind of make you think about retirement in a little different way. I know it did me and JR when we kind of thought about this. I just want to start off the top by saying this is not a retirement strategy that we suggest here at Furry Face Finance, but we want to show you guys all of the options that are out there, make sure you guys have the most information possible to make the best informed decision for you, because all of our situations are different. So we don't want to say don't do this and just discard it when it may be a situation that you have to do it, or that it might work out better for you, kind of thing, because like I said, everybody has a different life. So I'm going to jump right in. So earlier in the series, we've talked about traditional retirement, your 401ks, your IRAs, those kind of things. Then we switched over to FIRE, financial independent retirement early, which super cool. Don't get me wrong, very cool. Then there's a FIRE hybrid that JR touched on last week. And then this week, I'm talking about not retiring. That's it. Working until basically you die. Never retiring. And I'm going to kind of go over some pros and cons that we've come up with. In the comments, let us know if you can think of more pros and cons. We'd love to hear from you and have a more discussion, and then you can also let us know which retirement option of those that you think you want to choose, or if you know of a different retirement option, we'd love to talk to you about it and kind of see what we could do and maybe help the audience with some other options. But some of the pros is it's more free money or more spending money throughout life is the way that I like to word it, because it's not really free money, because the money that you would be putting into a savings or an investment, those kind of things, it's not going there. You're very simply just going to be spending it. And that can come from various different ways: cars, houses, trips. I mean, another pro is, along with the same lines of the spending, is that you can take vacations earlier in life, like these big luxurious vacations to, like, for instance, Europe, Australia, those kind of things. If that's something that you're interested in doing, you would basically be taking that money that you would be putting into savings and then basically using it for experiences and trying to take off and go. So those are just something to think about. And then the other thing is, and this has been a big topic that I've been reading about online with my research about retirement, is everybody's freaking out about, how do I know how much I need to save? So that would take that stress off of you, because you wouldn't have to worry about how much money you're putting back, because you're just going to work and work and work until you die. So you're not going to worry about, is $3 million enough? Is $1 million enough? Whatever the amount is that you have to save, based on how many years after retirement you think you'll live. It's a big guessing game in some ways. So that's the thing, is this, you also wouldn't have to worry about contacting a financial advisor necessarily. You could. Of course, they're going to push you toward trying to retire and get that, but I mean, you could ask them as far as investments, just to kind of sit there and kind of just have that money, make a little extra money, and be spending that money as it comes in. Something for you to consider there as well. Now, the cons of this retirement strategy, the ones that kind of really stand out, was that aging makes it difficult in order to continue working up until death. So for instance, you're working in a factory or construction, you're a carpenter or something along those lines. You're used to working hard, and then eventually your body's going to give up. You're not going to be able to do what you once could, and eventually you're not going to be able to do that job for the amount of money that you have previously been earning, because companies are looking for the best return on investment, and if you're not giving the workload that you once were for a certain specific amount of money, that could be a conversation they have to have, or potentially let you go. So at that point, you wouldn't possibly have to change career fields. You may have to do it on a voluntary basis, or you may be forced to. But you may have to find more of a sitting job or something a little bit easier on your body that would be able to allow you to work. So it's just something to consider. In that, with aging, it's going to make your job a little different. And as we've all been made aware and read about, anybody that's read about jobs, looked on Forbes, anything like that, that finding a job when you're older seems to be a lot harder. You get the words of overqualified, things like that. So I just want to let you know that this podcast is not about that, but I just want to throw it out there. It's something to keep in mind, especially when you're looking at this kind of retirement strategy, or not retiring, basically, I guess is a better way of putting it. But when you're thinking about those kind of things, I just want you to kind of get a full scope and look at the big picture of the other obstacles that you may run into by choosing this path, because we don't recommend it, and I'm just wanting you to make the most informed decision for yourself. The other kind of couple other things is that you don't get free time with the family and friends that you do when you retire because you're always working. Me personally, I know lately I've been working about 60 hours plus a week the past few weeks, trying to make as much money as I can for various reasons. But I'm just saying, in the long term, you're committed to at least probably 40 hours. I don't know too many people that can survive on part-time hours. I mean, I'm guessing if you go into a field where you're making a good hourly rate, you may be able to do that, which could kind of contradict that statement right there. Just kind of playing devil's advocate there. But that's the thing, is the family and friends, that's when you retire, you take those 40 plus hours a week that you've been working, and you're able to kind of divide it up a little bit better, spend more time, maybe travel a little bit, go see family. As we all know, our kids grow up and sometimes they move away from where we raised them. That's what I did. So that's my thing, is that I'm making it easier on my dad because I'm going to visit him, because I know it's not the easiest for him to come visit me. So I'm just saying, not all situations are where the kid is going to be able to come, or whatever the case may be. So if you want to go visit your kids, and most people do, just to be able to check on their area, maybe consider relocating themselves. But with that being said, you're going to lose out on that opportunity because you're going to be working all the time. Yeah, you may get your vacation time depending on your job, your PTO, where you can take it off, take a couple weeks and go on vacation and go visit then. It's a way around it, it is, but you're not as flexible. You don't have that option. And I hope that if you choose this, that you find what you are super passionate about, something that makes your heart and your soul sets it on fire, and you're super passionate about it, because that is the only way that this is going to make any sense to not retire. Because if you're stuck doing a job that you're not happy with, you're not going to be able to chase those hobbies, those paintings, various other things. Woodworking is a big one that I've been told about. Shooting pool, playing darts, a variety of things and hobbies that you won't be able to partake in nearly as much as if you were to choose one of the other retirement options. So that is my plea to you, to think about the big picture, think about your financial future. And the last note that I have about this, and it is a con, is that there's no finish line for you to get to celebrate. There's nothing for you to get to, no big celebratory retirement party where you get to celebrate with all of your coworkers that you worked with for years, saying, hey, thank you, it's been great, I would love to stay in contact after this. None of that. That's completely gone, because you're going to be working the whole time. You're going to be in the office, possibly, celebrating other people retiring as they get to head out and go do what they want, chase those hobbies, those kind of things. But it takes away that celebratory thing. And I know, as a millennial myself, I love to celebrate. I used to be very much into I'll be humble, and the way that I would be humble is not to celebrate anything. And I can personally tell you that's not the right way to go about it. You need to celebrate the small wins in life. That's what helps build momentum to get the bigger wins in life. I'm not saying you have to be extravagant and throw a huge party and be cocky or arrogant about it, but celebrate. Treat yourself to a nice dinner. Go buy something that you want to buy. Go do something that you want to do. And say, this is because I've earned this. I am celebrating me earning this. So that's just something I want you to do. I want you to celebrate the little things in life. That way you can celebrate the big things in life. And one of the biggest things that I want you to celebrate is when you get to the point of retirement. So, with that being said, please choose one of the retirement options. This is not recommended, but if you so choose, please consider it. Be well informed before you make that choice. It is a lot harder later in life, so right now is the time where you're going to want to look into it, see if you want to go the traditional path, if you want to go the fire path, or the fire hybrid path. Next week, JR is going to have an episode to wrap everything up, kind of summarize everything, give some good bullet points, I'm sure. So, as of today, I'm signing off. Michael with Furry Face Finance for today. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Comment with your retirement strategy that you're using, ones that we have talked about, ones we haven't talked about. Comment on YouTube. Hit us up on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. We look forward to chatting with you guys. And as always, we believe in you, we respect you, we love you, and we want nothing but the best for you. Take care.